Elon Musk is literally a garbage can. So are Bill Gates, George Soros, and Jeff Bezos. They are receptacles of society's excess. Where do we put stuff we have no use for? Where do toxic and hazardous materials go? In the trash. Today's globalized society produces a lot of useless, potentially harmful money. We get rid of this waste by dumping it on a few unfortunate individuals called billionaires. Rather than conceiving of the Elon Musketeers as successful accumulators of wealth, we need to recognize them as pitiful waste baskets drowning in the leftover money produced by capitalism's excessive economic growth. The industrialized production and consumption of mass-produced goods has led to massive pollution problems. How are we to dispose of all the excess stuff the world produces? Socrates once inconsiderately remarked, "There are so many things in the world that I do not need." If he could only see how unnecessary the world has become. Perhaps reframing pollution might help solve our waste problems. Rather than anthropology's definition of pollution as matter out of place, i.e. a shoe on the kitchen table is filthy, but a shoe on your foot is comfortable. Coffee cups on the sidewalk are litter, but a coffee cup in your hand is indispensable. Might we define pollution as useless stuff? In a society organized around overproduction, it might be more useful to think of pollution as useless. We're drowning in excess. There's the Texas-sized plastic gyre in the Pacific Ocean. There are people living in landfills in Uganda. Waste colonialism haunts much of the global south. Money, though, poses an under-discussed and potentially more dangerous overproduction problem. Today, over 100 trillion new dollars in varied currencies are produced per year, compared to about 24 billion shoes. Not all this money is physical, but it all exerts influence, causing people and things to move around the world via fossil fuels. At the current rate of acceleration, we will produce about 150 trillion new dollars per year by 2030. Most of these dollars are completely unnecessary. Most money in the world today is just used to make more unnecessary money reproduce itself. It's reinvested. Thankfully, rather than all this useless money clogging our rivers and toxifying our groceries, it is safely quarantined in the adhesive hands of a very small percentage of the global population. Often money is seen as precious, valuable, useful, the opposite of garbage. And we do need some to facilitate the exchange of resources, but you can't have too much of a good thing. If you have more pizza than you can eat, the extra pizza, no matter how delicious, is rubbish. You could try to give away the extra pizza, but as our billionaires will remind us, it's not that easy. Money is a dangerous pollutant because, unlike pizza, it doesn't rot. Inorganic money has a seemingly endless shelf life. Rotting money was actually proposed by Silvio Gesell in the early 20th century. His rusting currency, which would lose a percentage of its value every month, was tried in the 1930s and did foster greater economic equality, but also spurred ecologically unsustainable hyperproduction. Such currency experiments are quashed for the threat they pose to the authority that comes with sovereign currency. Crucially, pizza doesn't reproduce itself. Despite Aristotle's admonishment that money cannot beget itself, today's money propagates rapidly. The more you have, the faster it grows, making the disposal of excess money mathematically difficult. Billionaires are trapped, imprisoned in their filth. Former Facebook president and current billionaire Sean Parker once said, "Because I'm a billionaire, I'm going to have access to better healthcare, so I'm going to be like 160, and I'm going to be part of this class of immortal overlords. Give us billionaires an extra 100 years, and you'll really know what wealth disparity looks like." It is nearly as difficult to escape great affluence as it is poverty. Like anything that is overproduced, money becomes toxic. Unequally distributed wealth causes social stress, envy, and acrimony. Luckily, billionaires absorb our excess money, preventing social stress. If not for their selflessness, the planet might experience socio-political discord and unrest. The billionaire rubbish bins are sometimes considered cunning, creative, or adept for collecting such wealth. We tell them this to ease the burden of ingesting our unnecessary money, but these trash buckets are notably unimaginative and antisocial, thus easy to dupe into taking the planet's polluted money. The Forbes Top 10 reveals a variety of ignorance and sociopathy. Jeff Bezos famously lacks imagination, announcing that he couldn't think of anything better to do with his money than build a spaceship. Musk plays spaceships too. Gates attained his wealth through various betrayals, particularly of Steve Jobs, himself a narcissistic megalomaniac cult leader. The rebellious billionaires spout their vacuous self-empowerment jargon while we pretend to listen. It's cute. In this world, nearly 1 billion people don't have enough money to adequately sustain themselves. This is not due to a lack of money. We don't need more money. We don't need economic growth. It's not even that we need to throw less money away. Rather, we need to stop making it necessary to have money in order to eat. Money needs to be disempowered. We make money more useless by making less things buyable and ownable, by deprivatizing land and rolling back exclusive property rights. Any population needs to overcome the waste issue, must contrive a means of avoiding toxification from excess. Societies have risen and fallen based on the quality of their sewage systems. There's always been trash and matter out of place, but today's overproduction of uselessness is unprecedented. How to fight this flood? Should we stop making useless stuff? Global society is organized around the overproduction of uselessness. So unless we dare alter society, us non-billionaires are going to get a lot dirtier. While we should thank billionaires for generously collecting much of the planet's unnecessary trash, what use is a garbage can in a landfill?